masculine man, take one.
Ooh, what makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills, and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
What up, fam? I'm here tonight, and I got a very special guest, and I'm very excited. Me and this brother met on Facebook a while ago. We ain't never met in person. We done collabed on some music. We done collabed on some podcasts. We done collabed on some talk, and I'm excited to have the brother here tonight. This brother is right here in North Carolina, and his name is Trab P. I'm going to let my man start off by just telling you everything he wants to tell you about himself, why he got into this online talking thing like me, what makes him click, what makes him keep going in a world where people like me and him are sometimes despised. So y'all give my man Trab a round of applause. Trab, go ahead and talk to the people, fam.
Hey, black folk, it's been a while since we talked. Hey, black folk, hey, black folk, hey, black folk, it's been a while since we loved one another. Got to start off with a shameless plug. That's off the hit album Crying and Cussing by Javon Clark. If you ain't heard that, hey, black folk, go download it today.
We're going to play it tonight before we get off of here, too.
Man, I'm Trab P, man. I ain't nothing but an old husband, old father, old brother, and a cousin. You know, and everybody know me if you know my grandma, because I stayed me around grandma's house and in the neighborhood. I ain't no different than you. We the same. We one of a kind. And if you paying me and my brother some attention tonight, I already know, and you already know. But that's in short, man. I got what I call hero training. Hero training, man, is just a way of life, a way of thinking, how every role operate. You know, we all play positions in life, mother, father, child. No matter who you are, you one of the three. Co-worker, son, brother, no matter what. But when you understand how it works and your position in it, man, it'll work for you. I promise it will. So when it's working for each one of us through understanding, you know, hero training is just about showing you that you add power in every movie, every role. Someone is depending on you. And if we just wake up every day with that commitment in its simplest form, man, we all we got, we all we need.
Hey, man, Trav, I love that. You know, I talked to you earlier today. I said, you like a pastor, man. You like my pastor. I go listen to your show to be motivated. You said something that was real key earlier, hero training. I'm going to get into that later on. I want you to remind me, hero, because it's something about you that I kind of see as a hero. And I'm going to talk about that earlier. Remember what I said, what I thought your superpower was. But we're going to get right on into today's lesson, man. I call this Tough Talk Tuesdays. This is Tough Talk Tuesdays, and it's with my guy Trab. You know, I try to be, you know, neat or whatever, but it just so happened I was doing Marriage Mondays with my wife. Then I had Wednesdays with Miss Carla, and now I got my guy Trab on. I'm trying to highlight some people that I think need to be heard through my platform. I think my man Trab really has a lot to say. He breaks down the etymology of words every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. So y'all make sure y'all sign up for his YouTube. We're going to get all this information. But man, my guy just really be going in and he really be studying. And that's what I like. So I'm just going to bring on some people. I got my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday lineup. Before long, I'm going to have a Thursday and Friday lineup, but I'm going to just always be featuring people. And tonight, man, it's Tough Talk Tuesday. And Tough Talk Tuesday basically saying sometime me and Trav just going to be in here tough talking. We're going to be talking shit. We might be disagreeing with each other. We might agree with each other. But Tough Talk Tuesdays also mean we're going to have some tough conversations, some real conversations that need to be had in the Black community. And I got a few topics tonight, Trav, but we want to start off with the topic that you had said the other day when we first talked about this. You was at a Little League football game. Tell the people about that situation and what happened and what made you come up with this conversation.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there, but I was watching a video game, and it was here in North Carolina.
Okay.
It was a Little League football game, and a big fight broke out. I mean, it was all adults, the kids looking like, what's going on, and it was pure adults just acting a damn fool.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued by, I coached Little League football for 1 year, and that was like a deep learning lesson about truly the Black culture of who we really are in a sense.
Yeah.
So I went to the comments and I saw the people that was responsible for the fight. I saw some people that was on the other side, and everybody was justifying their right to fight. And they was like, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. So I called Javon because, we talked, we had a big conversation about street mentality and how that's in our culture, even in our late 40s.
Yeah.
So, I looked at it to say, man, when you take a street-minded person, like, shall we say, a street nigga, and even when he got a good heart, he's still a street nigga. Or a street-minded person.
Yeah.
So when you look at what's happening in this Little League football culture, you got a lot of street dudes who got hearts, who want to give back, but they being an example, or they expected to be an example that I don't think they ever established. Because me growing up in football in the 80s, in the 90s, coaching and leadership was associated with a certain type of posture and structure. And there was no place for a street mentality or a street dude in any aspect of development of an athlete. And they existed. But even if they had the mind as a student, you couldn't have that and make a 2.0 and have the discipline to be on the field around that. So that's what made me, think it was deep enough to call and have a conversation, because nobody in that circumstance or reality felt they were wrong. And I get why they felt they wasn't wrong, because they don't know no other way.
Well, Trab, you grew up with a father, man. We're going to dive into this, and then we're going to dive into some other subjects. You know me, my thing is I like to look into the psychology of why we where we at. And when you said that, immediately I thought, yo, a lot of these brothers have good hearts. These brothers really have good hearts. They want to do a good thing. And they have the resources. They got the money and they known, you know what I'm saying? And like Snoop started a football league and it's popular. And a lot of guys that went to the NFL through Snoop's league, but Snoop is out there, but I don't know how much Snoop is coaching hands-on. But the point I'm making is when I was growing up, first of all, the coach at a school, you had to work at the school. They didn't play that. In my hometown, if you coach football or basketball or any sport at the school, you had to work at the school. They may let a bus driver be an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that coached kids in Pop Warner or Rec League were working daddies. They daddy was on their sons was on the team. They was a working daddy. They was an example. They knew how to conduct themselves. And what I see you're saying is a lot of these brothers, they have money and funds and they want to help, but they don't have the self-control in a sporting setting to let these kids play without getting in a fight. And that shit is crazy because I see it all the time. Little league games now, basketball games, man, I seen video of people attacking the ref. I actually saw a fight at a little league game last year. And I was just like, this is the most ghetto crazy shit. And why it was all going on, man, guess what the kids was doing?
What?
Crying. Them kids was out there playing football, talking they little kids shit, making they hits, yeah, in your face, blah, 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 blah. But when them folks got to fight, man, them kids was crying. Kids was crying like hell, man. So I see an example where you having a father. I always felt like dudes with a father was a little more cooler. When I say cooler, I'm talking about swagger, a little bit more calmer as far as reacting. And a lot of it I used to attribute to, I used to feel like they scared because they daddy gonna beat them if they get home. But now I realize, as a person that grew up in a house with just a mother, you know, my grandfathers raised me, so I had a father figure, but I can't put myself in that category of somebody that had a father in the house with them. What is it about that having a father do you think that makes brothers that have fathers less likely to go to jail, a little bit more cool, behave in school? In your experiences, what do you think about that? Have you ever been to jail, Trab?
No, I ain't never been to jail.
You see what I'm saying? You're a perfect example of what I mean. And that's rare for a brother. What, you 45, 46?
45.
Okay, yeah. So you never been to jail. What is it about having a father, and how do you see this relating to the fights at the football games?
Well, you know, we got to talk real, and we got to be real with each other. So a father is really about discipline. It's about fear. It's about disappointment. When you have that structure in your life, you know, like we say, we can play the religious game or we can do whatever we want. But when a child come into this here world, man, a child's total existence is dependent upon their parents.
Yeah.
To feed them, protect them, shelter them. And there comes a due responsibility that happens without even you trying. In nature, a child knows who his father is. And if a child knows his father and they love his father and they know that it's something in that relationship between love that I don't want to disappoint you. Don't make that deep. Simplify that. So me having a father, yeah, I'm going to call your daddy. Yeah, he's going to whoop my ass. But two, I ain't want to disappoint him. So that becomes your guidance. So almost in a sense, when we talk about Father God, the fearing of God, that's a daddy in your mind. And when somebody ain't got that, boy, hey, look, like you say, I'm going to call your mama. So?
Trav, you just said something that's so real. You said it's, the way I saw it was somebody sitting on your shoulder. Whereas before, I always saw it as, I'm scared. My mother was such, would whoop our ass or beat us and punish us. So when you say you call my mama, I got scared. But I never walked around as a boy thinking about disappointing my mama because I knew I wasn't going to kill nobody. Like the stuff that my mom would be ashamed, I won't think about that. Boy, he pulled his meat out on the back of the bus playing with the little girls. I ain't you know, but you just said something that's so major. Having that thing on your shoulder that's whispering to you a father's voice when he's not even there. And I always thought that voice was saying, I'm gonna beat your ass, 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 I'm gonna beat your ass. But you're saying that more so than that voice saying I'm gonna beat your ass, it's just that eye looking at you and you like, what if my daddy saw me doing some dumb shit like this? How disappointed would he be? That's amazing. Like I said, I would have never looked at it like that. I thought
but at the end of the day, too, Javon, that's just simply integrity. Who are you when no one is looking? Like it's these simple things. But and man, it's deep because you know we get into father or fatherless, but we all have a father. We all in position. So with me having a daddy, yeah, that's what made me who I am today. I value that. But like you say, that voice saying, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. Well, we come from a real generation where our parents, even when their intentions were pure, man, we you know the generation our parents was.
Yeah.
Man, they went through some things. So their voice wasn't always what it should be. Now I can say for me, I had a daddy. But my daddy, goddamn, made me goddamn want to prove him wrong so fucking bad. You can't do it. You can't do it. You're a goddamn liar. I can't do it. So that voice is there, but it's up to you to determine if that voice builds you up or tear you down. And that's something that especially our wives. Think about our wives as brothers who saved the black woman in our generation, who was raised by a mother who somewhat ain't experienced what she's watching her daughter experienced and being saved by a real black man to love her and cultivate her. Man, there's a sense of jealousy that comes in that voice of her goddess that's saying, you weak, 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 you weak. So that makes her love stronger or that makes her love weaker. So we all fighting that shit without a daddy or with the daddy. Ain't nobody above the bullshit. That's why you got to understand your position.
Yeah.
And deal with that shit, man.
Well, look, Trav, since we talking about fatherhood, man, this Tough Talk Tuesdays, we having some tough talks, man. It's a tough talk that I want to have real quick, and I want to see where your head at. This is just me being vulnerable. As a man, I have stepsons, and I see in the last, I guess I would say about 5 years, maybe 4 to 5 years, there's this saying that a stepdad is a simp. And I look at it, and I've had discussions with my homeboys, and I'm gonna be real with you. I've told my stepsons don't ever date a woman with kids. I've told my stepsons this because I feel like in this new day and age, they won't be able to navigate that. You know what I'm saying? As far as the co-parent and as for lack of a better word, I hate to say it, but they say the YNs. The younger generation, they're not gonna be able to navigate that because we damn near can't even navigate relationships if you heart somebody's woman's picture. Man, you hearted my woman. So they grew up on that. So long story short, I said, well, I want to talk about it. And my homeboy said, well, why would you talk about something where you look like the simp? I said, well, damn, man, I'm tall, I'm handsome, I'm knocking every category out. I want to talk about this. Now, when I was growing up, my mom would have boyfriends from time to time, and these boyfriends would move in with us. She never moved in a deadbeat that didn't have a job. He always provided and helped out financially, but I can't recall one of them that I thought was stepfather material, like marriage material. And I used to always be like, my homeboy had a good stepdad. I used to always be like, as a kid, man, I wish my mama get a good boyfriend or a good husband or somebody that just took us fishing and do shit like that men do with kids. Like they would do shit like just come in, eat, be in the back with my mama, not spend no time with us. So I would always say, man, I wish I had a good stepfather. So I'm breaking down and I'm telling the story so you can see what I'm saying. And so then growing up without a father and seeing a single mother struggle and want a man, in my mind, when I met my wife, when I laid eyes on her, I knew this my wife. You know how it is as a man, you know, and then when I found out she had 2 kids, I never looked at it like, damn, I'm finna take care of somebody else's son and a lion kills the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't animals, but I never looked at it like that. So I looked at it like, shit, I'm paying bills in a house. You see what I'm saying? But long story short, the whole idea of a stepdad being a simp, what do you think about that? What would you tell your son about being a stepdad? Just speak on that for me, and then we're gonna dive deep into the conversation.
Well, I don't think it's about being a simp, but like listening to your story, man. A man is as real as his reason. Nothing gives a man more of a reason than a woman, whether it's his mama, his wife, his daughter. You want it to be a better version to a woman than what you saw your mama get. So that was your position. That was your reason. I think that's heroism. So anyone who would perceive that or see that as a simp, That's just a foolish narrative. You know what I mean? So I salute you, brother, and to see both of those young men grow up to get an education, go to college, be strong men in this world. You don't mention them too much, but we can look at you and your wife enough to know they ain't gave y'all nothing over there to worry about too much.
Nah. You know what?
You know what I mean?
The
So
oldest one in Charlotte, he just moved to Charlotte. Him and his friends stay downtown, man. They got a nice ass apartment. I said, y'all might be biting off too much downtown, but they doing it, man. So that's what they want to do. They want to live in Charlotte. They want to be close enough to Atlanta, and they love North Carolina. Him and BJ just got an apartment in Charlotte. So they doing well, man. They doing very well.
I say this right here in heroism and about hero training. You stepped in, brother, and you saved the woman and her children. And the movie got good. And the movie's still going. And the movie is about something powerful to anybody that truly cared enough to pay attention to you and your family. So if any narrative that will crucify you or make you seem in a way about not being, and that's somebody who ain't watching the movie or even worthy enough to be in the movie, brother. And that's to anybody.
I like how you say that, but you know what? I'm gonna be real. I understand where some brothers come from, because I've seen so many situations where when I first got ready to marry my wife, one of my homeboys was a stepfather, and this is what he told me. I like to be very real. He says, "Man, stepdaddy don't get no love." I said, "Why you say that?" He said, "Well, when everything is going right, you doing great." He was like, "But if the kid turn out a gay or something, it look like you the stepdad." You know what I'm saying? But more than anything, he was like, the mother is always going to side for the kids and blah, blah, blah. And he really didn't have no say so in his household. And I understand where he come from in a way, but then I used to always tell him, I was like, you a bitch ass nigga to any woman though, man. Like what? I don't understand how you can be with a woman. Like, I've never had no issue with me and Chris and disciplining the boys. Like I told her when we first got together, I said, I believe in ass whoopings. I believe if you're 5 years old and you do something and that you deserve an ass whooping for, you get 5 licks. When you get 6, you get 6 licks. The older you get licks for your age. So I feel like that shows a kid a certain thing. But I told her, I believe in ass whoopings. I'm not going to date or marry a woman where I can't whoop them boys' ass when I deem they ass whooping, need an ass whooping, or put them on punishment when I deem they on punishment, need to be on punishment. Now, that was just me. Now, some of her friends were saying when we had that discussion, it was an open discussion, like, no, he not their daddy. He shouldn't be able to spank them and blah, 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 blah. I said, now, what if we at the park or something and I tell him, don't run across the goddamn street, and he don't listen and he take off running and he break his leg? Or what if I tell him, stop jumping on this, and he don't listen? I'm responsible for bringing him back healthy and safe. So if it take a thump on the head or a paddle on the ass to get my word in, I believe that every man should have that. Now, I've heard women say, my kids and my man is separate. I believe that's when you got a motherfucker you think ain't got a good heart. Because if I had children, I wouldn't fuck with no woman that I thought would beat them or abuse them or do something to them fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So but I see where they come from when they say it. I think some of it is, wanting to make black women with kids feel like they ain't gonna never get no man. Like, ain't nobody gonna never want you to lie and kill the kids, But at the end of the day, man, I never had no issue with nothing, But like I said, my youngest son, he got a baby. I see her as my grandbaby. I just feel like, I guess because I didn't have a father, I felt like, hey, men pay for stuff. Like, I literally grew up in the homes of all my friends. I've always wanted to be a father. My friend's daddy bought my cleats. They bought my basketball shoes. I grew up around men that gave me a ride, come pick me up on a truck. I grew up around in the neighborhood where a man pulled up on a truck and told my mama, put them boys on the truck. I'm going to put them in the football league, where they made this shit happen. I grew up around men that that were just community men. So when I came into the situation with a wife with kids, woman with kids that I like, I looked at it like, shit, I'm already a school teacher picking up kids in my van. I'm already coaching Pop Warner. I throw these boys in the van, throw a few more hot dogs on the goddamn grill, and that's just how it is. I just think a lot of men aren't, and I'm not saying that anybody that says this ain't a family man. I'm talking about, Trav, man, I've been in situations where a dude pick us up in the morning, 8 of us on his truck, take us to work out, take us back to his house, give us some check sodas and dollar store hot dogs. We shoot ball in his yard. He take us back to practice and take everybody home. This is what I grew up around, men that just did shit like that. So I didn't see it as no big deal. But as I'm older, I can understand what them brothers mean. I don't get me wrong. I understand what they mean, but I just kind of feel like, damn, what woman ain't gonna let you handle business? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. But you had said something earlier. I had said something earlier that had made you say something. I'm gonna see, can I get you to remember it on live?
Let me respond to that, stepdaddy, though, cause this real, man. Mother, father, child. Like you say, we're talking to a child. It's like life has a report card.
Yeah.
When you get into puberty, everybody got 100. Ain't nobody missed no assignments. Ain't nobody made no bad grades. Everybody got 100. So as a father, I'm gonna tell my daughter, I'm gonna give her every piece of knowledge game I got, and her mother gonna give her every piece of knowledge game and understanding they got for her to know the value in her virtue. Yeah. For her to know the value in her dignity. She is a pure young lady. She at 100. And I let her, your choices will determine your grade throughout life. If you make bad choices, just like in school, if you make a bad grade, your grade drop. So I'm saying this to say, I'm gonna tell my son, look, son, if you can meet you a girl that had a dad, it's because a lot of things, boy, come with trying to fill in those roles. So I'm gonna give him all the things while he got 100 to at least know what to expect or to see another 100 versus walking into a 70 or a 60 and he realizing off the rip you got to make room for some things. So I'm gonna teach him how it work in a sense. But when you talk about a community, that is a bunch of families that's living together, mothers, fathers, children. In today's time, when you had that first baby, you made a family. Bottom line, that's your family. Now, does it stay or does it break? If it break, then your children and your woman is out there in that world and you are away from them. So we have a problem where our family foundation in general has been broken. Nobody's really with the father and mother that made their kids. So in a community, this ain't good or bad or right or wrong. Some people go through some things. Ain't nobody but the bullshit. Man, it didn't work. Man, whatever. So now you got broken people in the community. Yeah. That got to try to come together and help fix each other. So if you're a part of that broken aspect, or a brother like yourself, you ain't started a family. So your position is to solely fix something broken. So anybody who don't see it like that, man, fuck what they talking about, man. You got to understand how every role work and operate. It's a role them brothers had to play for broken children who didn't have a daddy. That ain't about good or bad. It's only bad when you think in your mind that a man can't be pure enough to help children without trying to fuck their mama. That's where the problem come in an ignorant nigga mind who can't understand or even see the reality of how true community and love work.
Hey, Trab, man, I listen, like I said, man, you like my pastor. I'm almost getting hyped listening to you because I have been a coach, man, and it seemed like when you a coach and you working with a woman's son, the first thing she want to do is offer you her body. She gonna bring you some food to practice. She offer you her body. And I have always been that guy that's just was like, I've had friends whose mama fucked the coach and it got out. And man, that kid just, man, as kids, we let them have it. And I just could never be that guy at the football field. I've seen women in love at the football field. You know, back when we was growing up, it was only men at the football field. Gas prices went up and single mothers out there, damn mamas at the field trying to fuck the coaches, messing up practice. And I've just heard situations where the word got out where your mama messed with the coach. And man, I could never be that guy, man. You know, I want to ask you something I said earlier that bugged me out. Me being a stepfather and then being in the house having my daughter lives with me. You know what I mean? Me personally, I could see myself being a stepfather with my own children with me than not being a stepfather and my own children not with me. Come on. Everybody that I speak to that talk about the stepfather is a simp situation, not with their kids. Wonder what the fuck do they call them? Because I would have a very problem right now. Right now, I know my daughter is in her room. My wife is next door watching. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine having a child and not knowing where that child at, or having a child and my child said, my mama got a new boyfriend, or a woman said, I got a new boyfriend and I don't know this guy. I couldn't imagine having a child and not being there. So when I look at it like that, I asked them brothers, I said, well, is y'all calling a stepdaddy a simp because y'all are mad because y'all are the ones who have the children that you're not there for? And men have such a vitriol. I've heard so many men, and this is saying, don't have nobody around my kids. Don't have nobody around my kids. So you want this woman to have had a baby by you, and then you don't want her to never have a good man. Seem like you would hope that this woman meet a good man. She got my kid. I want to meet this guy. I want to talk to him. I want to know what type of man he is. I want to feel his spirit. Do this nigga look like a molester? Is he an alcoholic? Like, I don't understand. I couldn't imagine having children that's not in the house with me.
Man, I'm going to tell you what I told you then. I say, see, when it's all about intentions. That's what makes and break reality. If you truly love your woman when you met her and you said, man, I'm going to simply save this woman and her children. And I mean, and that was your intentions. That's what make you real. If there's a man who get that woman who got kids and he ain't really caring about that woman, he just needs somewhere to stay, and he gonna tolerate whatever the hell he got to use her, and he don't give a damn about them kids. Fuck him. Yeah, he a simp. But if the intentions are pure, and someone knows your intentions are pure, and they tell you, man, but you a simp. See, that's what we call vampirism. And all you got to do is turn the mirror on a vampire. Well, if I'm a simp, well, you got a simp over there with your kids, motherfucker. Why don't you say you apologize and go be sorry for everything you ever did so you could be there with your children and a stepdaddy ain't there? Put the mirror in his face. That's like I said, man. That's anybody who try to make you feel less than when you know in your soul your intentions is real, man.
Hey man, like I said,
that's some real shit. So, and I'm telling you this, and this ain't got nothing I got to believe. I ain't never met you, but I've been watching you for 8-9 years, and I done saw a woman and 2 young men raise up, man, to be real men, and you still got a woman that respect you. So I ain't got to know you to kind of see the equation to say that anybody that will consider you a simp, that's a vampire. Put that mirror on that motherfucker and watch him burn.
Hey, man, you know, like I said, you got a way of saying stuff, man. It's almost like saying if a stepdaddy is a simp, you need to go get back with your baby mama, because why would you want a simp raising your kid?
Come
Just
on,
that simple.
Come on. And if you ain't going to be that real with it, then shut the hell up about this hill.
Yeah. So, Trab, I want to caveat into a situation because, you know me, I'm the master teacher. I like to always have a little something scheduled, and me and you, we could get up here and just talk, man. But, you know, I'm breaking these subjects down in a way that we can move in a fashion to where we won't just get off on a tangent, because you know how we can do. Speaking of stepdads being a simp, man, and hero training, I told you, and I've always said this, there's something about you that I think you have a superpower. You are in a rare breed of black men, you know what I'm saying? They say 50% of black men don't have children, you know what I'm saying? So you are what I call in like a round robin category. It's like winning the goddamn MVP of the season, winning the motherfucking finals MVP, and being the scoring champion and defensive champion. You like a Michael Jordan motherfucker. You are married to one woman and you have kids, a son and a daughter, right?
Yeah.
By one woman. You've been married all these years and you say you're a faithful man and don't cheat and never cheat. For some reason, I believe you.
Yeah.
Any other time a motherfucker said it, I said, you a goddamn lie. I don't know why I believe you, man, but I don't know if you done preached me and then fucking preaching me and all that hollering and shit. You got to turn the mirror on. I said, this nigga done preached me into believing him, but I believe you, man. So look, it's all about perception. And if I believe you, if I think you're a hero, I think that's a hero trait for a man to be married to one woman, his kids by that woman, and they stay together until they die. Tell me, first of all, what led to that, and tell me, second of all, what leads you to be 100% faithful, because you're a handsome guy, man. You can sing. I mean, you got charisma. You know, anybody that talk to a man like me and you know, they know we can talk to a woman and make a woman feel good. But talk to us about that. I really respect and admire you for that right there. Like I said, the round robin, the father with the kids by the same woman, no outside kids. Your woman ain't got no kids by no other people. And you a faithful man. Talk to me about that.
Well, I'm gonna say, man, just off the rip, being straight up, I had a hell of an example. I had a hell of a road paved, you know, for me to hold it in the road. I ain't never saw my mama worry. I ain't never saw my mama hurt. That's the foundation that I built my relationship on. So, but being raised by a proud man in that who walked with his chest out, and I'm watching that. You know what I mean? I talk about the heroism and the glow that it brings.
Yeah.
You know, this real life, and this ain't no egotistical type thing. You know, from elementary student council president to MVP to supervisor to on stage to what every aspect. My granddad told me, he said, if you can't show me better than you can tell me, shut the fuck up. And I say, well, granddad, I'm going to keep on talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I practice what I preach, man, and I be what I teach. So, you know, it's like, ain't nobody above the bullshit, Javon. You know, it ain't like making them accolade. Nah, it ain't no egotistical shit, dog. But I deal with some hell of a shit every day that be subject to break a nigga, cause the same thing you run that down, people know that. And some people don't think that shit can exist and be real. But I wear this here logo on my chest every day of my life. Man, I'm a real life hero. And it break my heart that some people act like they don't know. That's why I can tell my truth with a bullhorn. Cause man, I fight this shit for real. And just like my brother say, he's 6'6", and he give all his accolades and attributes that he know that makes him attractive. Well, I'm a transformer, and that's something deeper than me than that meets the goddamn eye. I got a motherfucking power. And boy, that thing can get dangerous. But a powerful man is one who can resist the things to protect the ones he loves. So especially at 45, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Ain't nothing, hey, look, man, ain't nothing out here worth what's real, brother. I done watched a lot of broken men act like they ain't broke. But that shit break a man. Yeah, I don't want to be broke. I'm scared to be broke. That's simple as it is, Javon. Yeah. That's the essence of me. I'm scared to be broke, and I'm scared to goddamn fuck up. I don't want a whooping from life.
And look, jokingly, it sounds like you know if you get caught, that's your ass. Like you might get shot, motherfucker. Like your wife go to jail and everything. You know what I'm saying? I got to fuck with you.
Hey, look, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Let's do a little survey just for the fuck of it. Do y'all believe this nigga? Because I believe him. Don't let me. Hey, look, if he can stand up here and lie with that much conviction, we got a special spot in hell.
Amen. But I'm gonna tell you something. This real life shit. Brother. And I'm gonna say this to men. You know, when you get a woman, man, that's sincere with you, nobody in your entire life will see you in your most vulnerable point than that woman.
Yeah.
He gonna see you when your ass stink, when you cry, when your feet stink, when you can't do nothing, and goddamn ain't nobody there for man. She gonna see all that.
Yeah.
So this is how I measure a man. When I know a man got a woman that's that to him, and he can deceive her with no remorse, you're a motherfucking fool to think he goddamn real to you. So that's how I wager what's real, brother. And ain't nobody but the bullshit. Like Javon say, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
I love what you just said.
Goddamn truth. Hey, look, baby.
I can't take it.
Damn, baby, I can't stop eating these motherfucking potatoes for shit. And I know you don't want me to lose weight. Baby, this is just my goddamn struggle, baby. And if she real enough to know, if she real enough to know, you know, it ain't no coincidence. You get what I'm saying, man.
Yeah, baby,
but if you can't do that,
yeah,
man, ain't shit about you real. No matter how you try to fake it.
Hey, man, you know what's so crazy, man? How you said that? Me, you know, my situation is a little different because me and my wife from day one, I told her the truth. I said, I think you're supposed to be my wife, but I know me. Now in my older age, man, I don't want no other women. You know, I don't be fucking with no bitches, you know. And one of the things my granddaddy used to always tell me, your dick will make you a slave to yourself. So I just can't see my integrity being fucked up or you know what I'm saying, of out here dealing with women and women putting me in a scandal. But having a situation, the Bible said the love of Christ constrains me. The fact that I can move and do what I want to do really just takes the fun away from it. But the point that I'm making is you said some shit that's so dope. I'm honest with my wife. So that's what it's about. You said some shit that was so dope. A woman that got your back, or wash your shitty drawers, that's got your back for real. And you go out here and sneak and connive and fuck that up for some pussy. It does say a lot about your character, man.
Man, come on.
I never thought about it like that. Because I look at it like what I can do is what I can do. So I'm thinking that a man could just be weak. But like that's like snitching or backdooring the guy you grew up with, your best friend or some shit, right?
Hey, Javon. Now look, I'm gonna be totally honest, cause this shit real life, right? I was raised in a 2-parent home, all that, everything, right? But I was exposed to a lot. Yeah. I call this at grandma's house. I was exposed to a lot at my grandma's house, being with my big cousins. I experienced things at 13 and 14 that most people didn't experience till they was in their 20s. Yeah. So I was exposed to so much, and like the word you say, debauchery. You know what I mean, man? I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this bold if you from Charlotte. I was raised by goddamn some of the rawest charlatans in the history of this here city on every level you can imagine. I'm goddamn Mr. Charlotte. I'm telling you this. But listen to what I'm saying. So to see this, man, how women work, how the game work, how money work, how drugs work, how women come to this. Man, I realized one thing at a very young age. Well, I ain't built for none of this shit. I'm gonna kill somebody or be killed. God damn. And at a young age, man, I was fortunate enough to find myself to know, boy, I got to be for real about love. I got to put in it what I want out of it. So I done saw how every angle could go, brother, as a man. And I watched some brothers get caught on fire with this here thing. And I ain't got to feel that fire to know it burn, man. So I was cultivated in that in a sense, man. That ain't no egotistical shit. I ain't above the bullshit. I'm tempted in every way a man can be tempted. But I'm proud to say I stand strong, and I never let my wife lose her dignity standing beside me, knowing it's another woman that could smite her in her own face. I never give another woman that over my wife.
Is your phone or something ringing? Because mine ain't ringing.
No, that ain't mine now.
What the hell is that? That ain't my phone. Okay, now that right there disturbed me for a second, but I want to get back into some before I get into this next subject, because we're talking about marriage and being a man and being faithful. You say it a lot, and I know what it means, but go ahead and explain to the people, because like I said, hot damn a bear and Jack, I ain't above the bullshit. Now I got a self-explanatory, but go ahead and tell the people what you mean when you say by that, because you say it so much, it's like me saying you already know. I feel like you ain't even got to ask me, motherfucker. You already know. If you got to ask, you already know. If you got to ask, you already know to ask. So what do you mean when you always say I ain't above the bullshit?
Okay, in order to make it work, man, in any aspect of power, you got positive and you got negative. It take negative. It's necessary. If you want to see how this works in practicality, go take off the negative cable on your car. It won't crank up. Negative is necessary.
Yeah.
So if you living and you growing, then whatever you consider or could be considered negative is meant to ground you. It's necessary. So get out your feelings and realize there's a lesson in this. So when I say that's the bullshit, but here's what happened about the bullshit. The bullshit will make you better if you real enough to deal with it. See, a lot of people see it as negative, and we don't want to deal with it because we think, why me? Oh, the fucking devil. Oh. And when you don't deal with the bullshit starts stinking. The bullshit start lingering. Everywhere you go, you bring the bullshit with you, and everybody say, man, they go that motherfucker on that bullshit. So ain't nobody above it, but what makes us different is, can you deal with yours or not? Because if you can, boy, I'll meet you on the other side of some green grass and some good pastures.
Hey, look. I thought I knew what you meant. You made that shit a little bit deeper. I'm just like, I'm looking at it like, shit, anything can happen to anybody. Like, shit, like, but yeah, man, you know, when you say negative, like you say that it's needed, it's actually the energy that's needed the most. The negative energy produces the charge. It's like when you rubbing your feet on the floor, and you know, when you was a kid, you rub your feet on the floor, then you shock each other. Whoever gathers up the most electrons, which is the negative, that's always revolving. That's an action in the atom. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to act like I'm smarter than you, motherfucker.
Yeah, go ahead with it. Kick it.
This nigga that went in on the master's teacher shit.
No. But check this out right here, though.
I'm smart. I'm fucking.
No. Check this out right here, though. But we all know in real life. See, this shit ain't about being smart, and that's what this about. That's what this conversation is about.
Yeah.
Fuck the smart shit. Fuck all of that shit. Your shit is a reflection of what you eat. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, your shit is a reflection of what you eat. So when we say ain't nobody above the bullshit, as a married man with a family, see, I can kind of marginalize my bullshit because I ain't taking in nothing that's gonna compromise. So the bullshit I deal with is.
Good job.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It be kicking my ass. It be kicking my ass, though, because it's my bullshit. But it's kind of marginalized. Yeah. So my equation is like, 2 + 2. But see, when you start eating and making your equation, now your bullshit is, man, this motherfucker tell me she late, and man, you see, man, I done goddamn, nigga, man, fuck that bullshit you own.
Now,
You
look,
can't quote
since
nothing
you're
out of
saying
there.
that, let me go into my next subject. Like I said, man, I like for this shit to be structured, but I like we got down having tough talks. What is that fucking sound? Is somebody
What the
keep
fuck was
calling me
that?
through the fucking messenger or something? Like, leave me the fuck alone. Calling me through the messenger. That was me, I think, I
Yeah.
guess. So look, since we're moving forward, when we talk about dealing with the bullshit, you said something that's going to caveat me into my next phase. You said because you're married, your bullshit is marginalized. So I want everybody to understand what he's saying. Because he's a married man, but so much he gonna go through. He get up in the morning, eat his breakfast, he go to fucking work, and he come home. He pick his daughter up, he go to his son football practice, he love his wife. So the most bullshit he can deal with, possibly, one of the motherfuckers, he's the supervisor on his job, somebody talking about him, blah, blah, blah. His kids acting a fool sometime. He might have to put belt the ass or might have to straighten his wife or they have a conversation, you know. So his life is going to be absent of a lot of bullshit. That's one thing my former pastor taught me. And, you know, I love him to death. You know, when I woke up, I woke up. But he's like a father figure to me. I've never besmirched his character. Nobody never heard me say anything about him. Everybody want to know my story because I used to travel with him. But long story short, he told me, he said, Jay, the way I keep out of a scandal, he said, my day is the exact same every day. And that's what Trav is saying about his day being marginalized. Not so much that his day is the exact same. My pastor was saying, I get up, I go to the gym, I do this, then I go to the office, I counsel married couples, I do this, then I go home. So he don't have time for nobody to fuck with him or try to tempt him, or you see what I'm saying? And I said all that to say, moving into the next thing, a regular married man, my grandfather used to say, a working man gonna always stay out of trouble. I get a lot of flack, and I see a lot of flack of men and women now today saying marriage ain't all it's cracked up to be, blah, 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 blah. But in my personal opinion, I want to ask you, when I was a child, all I wanted to do was grow up and be a married man with some kids, a deck, a pickup truck, with some dual pipes on that motherfucker, and have a nice lawn. Being a married man keeps you out of trouble. When did men stop acting like this is what's the goal? Now, let me say this so you can see what I'm saying.
God almighty.
There are millionaire men that have chased their dreams and made millions of dollars and have millions of dollars to spend. But without no wife and kids, what is it that you do? You see what I'm saying? As a man, every little boy wanted to grow up and have a wife. We used to say as a little kid, when I get married, I'm going to have sex every night. We didn't understand. But if you a man and you got $1 million in your bank account and you don't get to put no fucking hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill for your children and your lady, what you missing something to me? You're really missing something to me. Like, what is the motherfucking purpose of this life? And I ain't saying everybody gonna get married or should be married, but what I'm saying is, why are we acting like men and women alike that we didn't ascribe and want to grow up and be good married motherfuckers? What's up with that?
How every role operate, brother. First of all, the universal truth, like you said, what is a man? The truth ain't black. The truth ain't white. The truth ain't Asian. The truth ain't the truth is that man right there. Get them roots. He got the woman, and that's on his shoulders. That's what make him a man. A man is as real as his reason. Now I'm gonna give you this analogy, and I hope you understand it. Okay, there's 3 athletes that most black people know of that we played growing up: basketball, baseball, and football.
Yeah.
Right? The first thing we had to really understand was we had to be an athlete to play all 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All 3. You had to be an athlete. So our coaches built up athletes. We're going to use athlete as that's what a man is, right? Now, once you build an athlete, you got different kind of athletes. You got a football player, a basketball player, and a baseball player. And some of those men can play all three sports, but they were three different kind of athletes. So we got all different kind of man. We got the preacher man. We got the mechanic man. We got the construction man. But all these men, foundation was going home to a woman and her children. And even if it wasn't his woman, he still was a son. He still was somebody. He was going to do something for some woman. He had to give what he had. He ain't had nothing else to do with it, right? So there was this one boy. And then I'm going somewhere. I'm sorry, Javon.
Do your thing, man. Bro. Do your thing. Do your thing.
That was this one boy. He could play all three sports. But football was his thing. Man, he was world class at football. And so he created this superheroism with football. Everybody expected him to be everything in basketball. Because they watched him play and they say, man, why you not good at basketball like you is at football? He said, well, the difference is when I'm playing football, I'm in a helmet and I'm in my own world and I can trick my mind to think can't nobody see me. So I'm operating solely out of my mind. He said, that's where I'm effective at. But when I play another sport like basketball and baseball, you see my eyes. I can't hide myself. And it's something about me that operates different. Yeah. So his role changed in different sports, but he's still at the foundation and he's a solid ass athlete. So what happened over time, we done forgot how to build young men as athletes, what a man truly is. Just like you gave me a reading, right? You gave me a reading. You almost can be a psychic. If I ain't know you, I say, how you know all that about me, Javon? See, I'm a 7 type brother. I'm a kind of man. I'm a married man that only break away to make a way. That when he think about vacation, he thinking about an experience for his wife and his children. This is a certain kind of man. You can get there from the 5 to 2, the 3 to 4, or the 6 to 1, but I'm a 7 kind of man. So it's different kind of men. You just got to know what kind you is. But if you don't know what the foundation of manhood is, man, come on, man. I know some gay men that when they get around men, they know how to fucking be a man. And they know what a man is now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They know what a man is.
Hey, and you know what's crazy?
All the world to say they respect me and I respect them enough to know that the foundation, you goddamn man now.
Hey, man, that's crazy you said that because I will always say they straighten up around real men. And I'm not knocking nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up and when I was young, my mom had 2 best friends that were gay. And I was born in 77. And these niggas were construction workers. Regular niggas will beat your motherfucking ass, but they were openly gay back then. And they were men in the community. They came to football practice. This shit was ahead of its time. They came to football practice. They had children. So I guess you call them bisexual, but that mean gay to me. So they had children, Shockey and Marvin. I knew they sons, and nobody fucked with them. But
well, hey, Javon, I'm gonna say this though, and it's a simple word. It ain't deep. It ain't woke. It ain't nothing. It's a simple word: integrity. Who are you when ain't nobody looking? We can flip that and hang that on many different branches. We could call that your true relationship with God. Who are you when ain't nobody looking? When ain't nobody looking, I'm just saying this as simply as I can put it. Motherfucking man.
Yeah, man.
Look, bottom line, dog.
Yeah, it's so true because I know for a fact because of what I had went through in my childhood, and you know, I felt like I didn't want no kids because I didn't know my father. But then, man, by the time I got like 40, 41, man, I started goddamn yearning for a child, man. Like some in me is incomplete. Do my nuts work? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't feel like as many people look at me like, yo, man, you big, tall, strong guy, and you're intelligent, and you do this and that. I was like, yeah, but I ain't no father. You know what I'm saying? So I know that's why I said I could see earlier what people say about the step kids, because you can't love no step kid like you love your own kid.
Yeah.
But I just felt like, man, I'm missing something. I'm a husband, but I ain't no father. My words ain't as my test in church says they say your testimony ain't as strong when you got to have you see what I'm saying?
Hey, Javon, even going back to that, man, I got to keep going back to that. Like you say, do you believe it or not? But when I was 24, like you say, me and my wife, our first son was stillborn. We went all the way up to the deadline, and so that was something that was real, to go from the hospital to the graveyard. Man, that was something real. We experienced that. So what that did to both of us, man, that bonded us in a way that this shit deeper than what meets the eye. So you know what I mean? So we all done been through some things that should have defined who we really are for real.
Yeah.
And I question anybody if you don't know what those moments are. And that turn could have been yay or nay. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at least identify what made you say, fuck it all, or I'm gonna hold on with everything I got. At least identify those points in life to be real enough to, like I say, know your role and how to operate, man, right now. Because if you can be accountable for whatever got you to the moment, and I say this in heroism, if you don't love the moment is right now. If you look nowhere, because it's now here in the moment. If you paying us some attention right now in the moment, if you can't have peace in this moment, then you hate something that brought you to it, and you ain't going forward till you got them come in peace. We realize that was necessary to be here in the moment. So, yeah, man. Yeah.
Trav, you know, look, what's so sweet about this? It's been 1 hour, and I know we can talk all night, but as we develop this show, I want people to get in and hit it and quit it. I want them to starve for it the next week. I want them to say, man, if we sit on here talking all goddamn night, it would, you know, it's like a Louis belt. We won't be exclusive. So before we get out of here, I'm always going to end the show with one of these, a question of humility. And I'm going to ask you, and I'll explain for myself. Part of being a man that I realized that really fucks with me since I graduated from college is when I walk into a gym or any room, and it don't mean nothing major, but when I see a man that's fit, it's like you see his discipline on his sleeve. I've always felt my ego or some insecure or whatever the fuck words you want to use. I'm ending the show on us being vulnerable as a man. I got to get my body and get fit because I feel like it's going to make me live longer. But outside of that, I want to look like I'm disciplined. It's just something about me that burns me, man. You yourself, I can look at you and tell you still got your form, your shoulders and forearms and whatnot. But you as a man, is that something that bothers you, or is that something that you want to get better at, or is it something that you don't care about? Because I'm, like I said, I always want to end the show with us being vulnerable, because people think we up here just talking shit like we got it all together. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that I really struggle with, maintaining, just getting up, working out every day. My granddaddy used to say, if a man don't work every day, he ain't a man. So my job ain't no physical job. So I feel like, damn, nigga, you ain't got no physical job. You can go to every day. Trey Pugh asked me, Jay, does it shame you to see them fit? Yes, it does. It makes me feel like they look better than me. And I don't mean better like physically fit. It makes me feel like these men look disciplined. I want to look disciplined. I guess I empathize. I want to look disciplined like they look disciplined. And since I got out of college, and, you know, when me and my wife first got together, I was doing P90X. My back was straight. My shoulders was back. And that was the happiest times of my life, just knowing I was disciplined, knowing I was fit, knowing that I was keeping myself up. And I ain't bad, but you know what I mean. So speak on that for me before we get out of here, man.
With me, it ain't so much physical. For me, that humility, man, is knowing, Javon, as well as yourself, brother, for the last 20 years, man, I done swung and hung from a lot of branches in this here journey to understand what we talk and what I talk, man. From every level, from the metaphysics to the Egypt to the Bible. And brother, man, I talk from my soul, man. And to watch people kind of somewhat what I think an idea of egoism where I want to be, and watch how they get glorified and benefit from it. And I know in my soul, they ain't telling the truth. They playing with it. But I watch my family believe in me and watch me struggle as a poor righteous teacher who knowing he got something that's for the world that could change man lives everywhere. But it's like don't nobody really want to know the truth. And sometimes, man, I get down, brother, wondering why, what I got to do. And it's like that voice say, you got to sprinkle that in there, what they want. Man, the people don't want the truth. The people can't handle the truth. And I'm like, but man, God told Mighty, I don't want them to follow me. I want them to take it and be strong and be real and be mothers and be fathers and be everything their role requires them to be. But it's like everybody bullshitting about me, man. Boy, that shit there make me goddamn humiliated.
Well, look. I'm a answer yours, and you answer mine. I'm gonna spin off you, all right? Because I said my thing that makes me my humility thing is I want to look disciplined, and you said sometimes your ego mess with you, kind of like saying I should be that nigga that people listen to.
Yeah, you goddamn right. You goddamn right.
Yeah, that's what I hear you saying. So I'm gonna tell you how I feel about how you feel about that, and you tell me how you feel about the discipline and exercise thing.
Okay, go ahead.
I identify definitely with that shit because I feel like I'm supposed to be the nigga, and I can't figure out what's so hard about. And I've had friends and people. What's so hard about? I done been viral so many times. I got videos with 30 million views, 40 million. My Mexican house got 60 million views. I just was on World Star Hip Hop. I'm like, what is it that won't catch fire about me? And I be thinking that I'm too handsome. People scared their woman gonna want me. Or I be thinking of all types of egotistical shit. Or somebody they scared because I got a real degree. I went to college and my real name is Javon Michael Clark. I ain't no scammer. I be feeling all types of ways mad at that shit. So I understand how you feel, man. So tell me how you identify with the, or do you not identify with the discipline? I wanted us to say what we wanted, one of our, I guess, flaws, and then respond to the other. How do you feel about?
Well, in terms of that, like you're saying with the body and trying to be disciplined to be healthier, it's like mind, body, soul, spirit. You got the 490-degree angles. Completion is death. In my mind, man, I'm a muscle bound. In my spirit, in my soul, I'm goddamn Superman. But in my body, you see my weakness. Ain't nobody above it. I can't hide my goddamn weakness. I look like, hey, look, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but there's a power invested in me. But all I can say is, I'm down. Hey, look, I'm down a little bit. I
can tell you down.
That's around this motherfucker.
Okay.
At the end of the day, something got to make me fail, Javon. So this is my fight, man. And I'm fighting that motherfucker. You fighting that motherfucker. You at the gym. You doing all right. But you know what I'm saying? Like I say, man.
Trab, that's why I love it, man, because it's like us talking and being real. It's like my nigga say, hey, look, it's so funny. My nigga went into the 360, mind, body, soul. He said, that motherfucker said, my mind is this, but my body is goddamn struggling a little bit. My mind, body. But man, I love that because the cool thing is this. Paul in the Bible said this. Paul was a weak, feeble man. Paul said you can work out every goddamn day. That don't mean you're going to necessarily live longer. You don't know that you're going to live longer. You could be the strongest, fittest motherfucker ever and die in a car wreck. We saw my guy that played back Black Panther who thought this motherfucker had cancer. You know what I'm saying? So, but I like how you say you're a work in progress, but you ain't going to let that bother you. You own it.
And let me say this on your behalf. And I mean this. And you maybe you got to know me in real life, but just say in my football days, when I was in high school, I weighed 260 pounds. I was the size of all the linemen. but I played tailback, and people couldn't figure it out because in my mind, still to this day, in my mind, I'm built like goddamn. Hey, look, my God, that motherfucker look like me, and he everything I'm working to be. I'm trying to tell you, man. And he operate through me. So that's what I mean when I say there's more than you than what meets the eye, man.
Yeah,
you got to close your eyes to truly see what that is, man. That's some real talk right there.
Let me send this text real quick, son. Trav, I don't want to be interrupted when I give the people this treat. Hold on. Yeah, so Trav, man, if y'all don't know, Trav worked with me. We collaborated on my album. We did 2 songs together. We never met. It's funny because I liked his preaching spirit. I liked him, and I said, man, I liked his voice when I would watch his Hero Training come on. Like I said, we're going to pub that in a second. He always come on fucking singing. So I just really liked his voice. I liked his spirit. So I said, okay, let me get this guy on my album. So I sent him 2 songs. And the first song I sent him was a song that I made sitting in here crying, thinking to myself, like, hey, black folks. It's been a while since we talked. Like, I wish I could just talk to black folks. So I wrote the song and I had made the hook and I sent it to Trav. And when I sent it to Trav, he changed it up, and he changed it up exactly how it needed to be changed up, which made it perfect in this situation. So we gonna jam this "Hey Black Folks" real quick for y'all before me and Trav get out here and let y'all see another side of our talent.
For real. This on the side of a pyramid, y'all.
Hey, I got a drinking spirit. That's what my grandma say. I don't know, but either way, I be getting drunk every day. Fuck it, I don't know what to call it, but either way, I never admit that I'm an alcoholic. Keep on falling, way down in the abyss. Wake up every morning, grab my phone and get pissed. I ain't even out the bed yet. What's the last comment? I done said some good shit that they ain't even shared yet. Hot damn my badge at. Oh, my Lola hit me to the game. Talk your shit every day. Switch your page and change your name. Bitch. Don't switch up on you when you tell the truth. We ain't never gave a fuck about the old folks or the youth. We just living our life. We just chasing the fad. We Generation X and we ain't never gave a damn. We call our sons our kings. We call our daughters our twins. We ain't raising kids. We making best friends.
Hey, black folks. It's been a while since we talked. Black folks. It's been a while since we loved one another. When did we become so mean? Black folks. We all we got. We all we need. Down in my soul. I know we are lost. We used to sing and dance and laugh.
I'm gonna do it right here at the end, Trav.
Yeah. I ain't gonna do it with you. I ain't gonna do it with you.
I'm saying I love you.
I don't watch no basketball, but I don't play no games. I be in the studio trading beats for pain, and I ain't chasing the fame. I'm just making a name, trying to live life and go back from whence I came. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. I be screaming his name, but he'll be saying shit back, so I be going insane. They say pressure bust pipes, so what it do to the brain? They say pleasure is pain, but I don't be thinking that way. We like some animals trained, like we've been playing a game. They got us trapped in the
you hear me, bro?
we do it all for attention, for the like of the mentions. One child can't read, the other child on suspension. When the PTA meeting come, that shit empty. But at the basketball game, bitch packed out the building. It's a line out the building. We been lying to the children. Wanna blame it on the man? I blame it on our own decisions.
Hey, black folks. It's been a while since we talked. Black folks.
And what we doing? We talking tonight.
Since we love one another. When did we become so midnight for? We all we got, we all we need. Down in my soul, I know we are lost.
I know we are
We used to
lost.
sing and dance and laugh all night.
long.
But did we go wrong?
Where did we go wrong?
We once were so strong.
We once were so strong.
Saying I love you
With emoji heart. Hey Javon, man, I've been smiling so much tonight. My goddamn face hurt, man. I'm finna go, man.
Hey, look, before we get out of here, man, Trab, tell us where we can find you at, where we can follow you at. Tell them what time your show come on, man. And anytime you want me to show up on your show, man, I'm there for you, bro. Let them know how to find you, bro.
Yeah, man. Every Thursday, man, on my page, Trab Perry, man. Hero training happens around 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. Yeah, every Thursday, man. What I do is I pick a word of the week, man, and I break it down, and we grow on that word every week, man, to understand how it works and how to make it work for us. You catch me on YouTube, Laidback 704. I want to thank my brother for allowing me in his dojo, man, to kick a little bit of my judo. He is truly a master, man. And I truly appreciate him for taking everything he learned, man, in that system, man. He's a validated educator to truly educate us for free. I just want to let him know, brother, I appreciate you, and I hope I'm enough, man.
You already know it. You enough, man. Family, we're going to give my man a... We're going to see y'all next week, man. If my man, I'm going to try to get with Trav. We're going to see, can we get this thing going, keep it going, and see, can we get a buzz going on this thing, man. If y'all have any topics, y'all can hit my messenger. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate my brother coming on. Like I said, I sent him that music, and he sent it back to me, and my nephew meshed us in together. That shit was crazy. Trav, I love you, fam. Peace out.
Love you too, brother. All right.
Y'all. And that's